To get the dealer's cost, the list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates, click on the Car Cost Canada tab at any time during the video. Welcome to the Ford Edge ST. You know what I like? I like the fact that there is more competition heating up in this size of vehicle. For many years, we had the Ford Edge, we had the Murano from Nissan, of course, and then the Grand Cherokee as kind of 5-passenger, 2-row SUVs. Pretty much a forgotten size. But in the last year, we've had the brand new Passport from Honda arrive and the Blazer from Chevy. This is the size of vehicle I like. I don't want a 3rd-row midsize SUV. I like this size of vehicle. It's the size of vehicle I own. And competition is a wonderful thing. It makes the existing entries in the marketplace sharpen what they do, and that's what Ford's trying to do with the introduction of this new ST. So on the outside, it's a nice looking vehicle. What they've done to make it more assertive is to have a monochrome looking paint trim on the outside, meaning the door handles, the mirrors are all body colored. Then you get the dark grille and the piano black finish on other accents of the vehicle. The mesh grille certainly looks attractive, and you have the ST badging as well. The wheel, the standard wheel on this Edge ST is a 20-inch. The one you see here is the darker optional 21-inch wheel. So not too much to talk about on the outside. They have added LED headlamps. They're bi-LEDs, meaning high and low beam, LED fog lights and LED tail lights. So that's good. That's the latest technology that you want. But the Edge has been an evolution over the years. They haven't really changed too much of the way it looks. And it's a nice size, as I mentioned. The cargo area is useful. You get a roomy back seat and plenty of room for 5 people. Now, before I get to what makes this go, I want to talk about the inside for a little bit. You get the more bolstered seats here that come, I don't think it's leather, I think it's vinyl and the Alcantara inserts. So they're supportive enough. My issue is I have this set at the lowest position. I'm 6 feet tall. I got barely an inch of headroom here. I feel like I'm sitting up over the dashboard. This is supposed to be a performance model. I want to sit lower in the car. I want to sit more down like this, but I'm forced to sit up like this. So this is something that drives me crazy about the auto industry. Yeah, they make seats for shorter people, but they don't accommodate taller drivers, and this is kind of an omission for this performance model. Other updates for this year, they've made the bins bigger, they've added a wireless charging pad as standard equipment. I do like that, but the rest of the interior is really dated, and this is the weak point of Ford products. You know, the PR department sent me an email a while ago. What do you think of our cars? What do we need to work on? I said, you have to work on the interiors. The interiors are filled with cheap looking plastic. You know, last week I was driving that new Telluride from Korea, and that interior on that product compared to this, it's night and day. That looks premium. This looks inexpensive. It's got a nice big panoramic roof. The seats are comfortable, except they don't go low enough. The back seat is roomy. It's got a big cargo area. It's everything you want in this size of vehicle. All right, now we get to the stuff that people are interested in when it comes to the ST model. So they got rid of the Sport in the Edge, and they went to a EcoBoost turbo V6 engine right out of the Ford F-150. It's the 2.7 liter EcoBoost engine. Now these engines are really good at delivering a lot of power and torque from a smaller displacement engine. You probably know that one of the most powerful engines in the Ford F-150 line of pickup truck is the 3.5 liter version of this engine. This one has 335 horsepower, but 380 pound-feet of torque. I love torque for getting past people, taking off from traffic lights, all those sorts of things. I'll take torque over horsepower all the time. You know, they say that horsepower sells cars, but torque is what you use. The suspension has been modified for this ST as well. It's a really nice combination of having a feel through the steering wheel. The feel through the wheel is excellent. You actually get a really nice sense of what this vehicle is doing, but it isn't crashy and it isn't adaptive either. So typically with performance-oriented utilities or cars, you have a dial here where you can set the different suspension. So this is not an adaptive suspension, and the only way to change the way this vehicle drives is the S button in the center of the rotary dial. That puts it into the sport mode. That's it. That's the only adjustment you have for this car. What it does is it holds the gears a little longer, keeps the engine livelier to the point where you can accelerate, and then it doesn't change. It holds the gear for a longer period of time. That noise you hear, by the way, that's piped in. It's fake. I don't like that. I would rather hear the engine, but they give you an artificial sound. For people not in the know, they'll probably think that's cool. Okay, we're coming up to a traffic light here. I'm going to put it in manual mode, and I want to show you something. So I'll put it in manual mode. See what happens here. There's a hybrid next to us. I think we've got the hybrid. Okay, accelerate, and 1,000, 1,000. It takes almost a full second for the 8-speed automatic transmission in that S mode to shift gears. I find that it's actually better, you just hold the paddle shifter, it goes back into drive, to actually just leave it alone and let the car do the shifting programming for you. It seems better, but that's not as crisp as you would want for a performance vehicle. But how does it drive in everyday situations? Well, the engine's strong, 335 horsepower. That's way above what you typically get in this class of vehicle. You get lots of torque, which I appreciate for times like that, when you want to accelerate away quickly. Pull away. The suspension is really nicely tuned. As I mentioned, a nice compromise of connectedness and comfort. I would suggest that somebody that is going to be shopping for a Ford Edge should try this and see if they like it. Is this going to pull somebody away from another brand in order to get this performance Ford Edge ST? I don't think so. I don't think there's enough compelling here to bring you away from another brand. This is targeted for somebody that's already in the funnel to buy an Edge. They just have a more maybe efficient option. But my history with EcoBoost engines has been, if you drive them really easily, you can get pretty good economy. But if you use all that torque and power, the fuel economy really suffers. Okay, so now it's in drive. I'll hit it. It's better in regular automatic than it is in manual. And this vehicle on the highway is excellent because you can put it in S, it keeps the revs up just a little bit, and when you want to pass somebody on the highway, bam, you're past them. So a very satisfying vehicle for everyday situations. Is it going to bring somebody over from another brand? I don't think so. But if you're a Ford buyer, it's fun, a lot of fun. So how much does this Ford ST cost? Well, it starts at $46,000 in the Canadian marketplace, and you get the more performance-oriented engine, the better suspension, and nicer looks on the outside. Now, it's easy, very easy to spend $46,000 in the Canadian market for a mid-sized 3-row utility. In this space, Grand Cherokees can easily cost that, so I think the pricing is competitive with the rest of the set, but you get a better engine. This thing is rated at 12.6 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and 9.2 on the highway. I'll put the miles per gallon on there as well. There's no way you're getting that if you're using all that torque. It is fun though. So what do you think? Do you think this ST is enough to pull people away from other brands to get into a Ford? Or is it just really for Ford buyers? Let me know what you think. There you go, the Ford Edge ST in blue, my favorite color. To get the dealer's cost, the list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates, click on the Car Cost Canada tab at any time during the video.